Yeah, almost perfect timing on that one.
All right, what is going on, everybody? Frankie here for the Bakersfield Gentleman with my brother Miguel. You're at Collector's Lounge smoking ZR cigars on this Friday. This is our kind of a two for today because not only do we have our giveaway show, which we got some great prizes over here that all my cables are for whatever reason sitting on,
No, sorry.
like this 5 pack of Era cigars that you can't see because it's a white box on a white light hitting down right on it. There's a 5 pack of their Toros, Connecticut. We also got some stuff that we got from TPE to give away. I think you guys are gonna like that, you Patreon guys. And we have a special guest today. We have the host of Dad Smoking Cigars, Kyle, on. He actually experienced his first TPE, so we wanted to bring him on and talk to him about his experience with the show. So, with that being said, Mike, if you want to say anything real quick while I start doing a little bit of sharing before we bring him on, please do.
Sure, absolutely. Richard, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Again, as always, before we really get started, guys, thank you to our sponsors, Cigar Heritage Festival and Artista Cigars. Cannot do the show without their support. Cannot do it without your guys' support. For those who are already on the wheels today, thank you so much. For the Patreon members, like Frankie said, got some awesome for you. For Facebook supporters, got something incredible for you. And those who are going to be subscribing to the magazine coming at the 24th, I had to push it back a little bit to make sure everything looked good. But if you'd like to sign up for the magazine, you can cancel your Facebook subscription because you're going to be getting all those perks. And it's a little bit more, but you're getting more content and more stuff, plus everything you are getting with the Facebook already. No need to do both, like that's it's asking like sign up for a bunch of different things. So we're cutting one of those. You can continue to do Facebook if you'd rather just do that, no problem. But I promise you, you are going to like the magazine just as well. Peter, Jeff, Tony, Robert, Eduardo, thank you guys so much for joining. And all of those that I did not catch when it said is watching, I apologize if I missed your name. Um, the new blends are out, guys. The League of Assassins, the Made in the Streets, Trust the Process, and oh my goodness, Lucky You. Gosh dang, I should have started with Lucky You because it's Connecticut. But they're all available, guys, in 3 sizes each, 5 packs. You have the Robusto 5x52, the Toro 6x54, and the Gordo, the big guy, 6x60, all going from 30, 35, and 40 respectively. If you guys want to get a hold of those or a sample pack of all of them, plus a California Dreamin', which is available down below, just hit that link below, and there you go. You can get a hold of all of them. But that's all I got, I
I
believe.
do have one more thing before we do get started all the way. Um, I know that our group Cigars Whiskey Beautiful Women it was made for us to do some fun stuff with. It was also made for us to post notifications for the show because some people aren't getting them through Facebook because we get buried. However, they want to do that to us. So some people are getting irritated by the everyone tag. And as I try to explain to them, it's like I don't take your name and put it on there myself. It just everyone like it says,
Yeah.
and it just helps us keep people up to date on what's going on with the show.
Yeah.
If that's something that you don't like, if you don't like being part of that everyone tag, um, there's two solutions to it. And I don't want to be an ass about it or anything like that. But the first one is you can actually go through, I believe, Facebook. And Mike, I'll send it to you real quick. Um,
Yeah, there is a way to turn off everyone notifications.
yeah, so I sent it to Miguel. So if you want to put that on the screen for a quick second, you can. It's
Hey,
up to you.
real quick, and Richard, physical and digital magazine will be available on the same day. It will come out on the same day. Thank you so much, Eduardo, for putting that in the comments. I appreciate that. Brian and Archie checking in. What is going on? He needs a cigar badly. Well, you came to the right place because today we are doing some
Yes.
giveaways. And Frankie did send me that picture. It looks like. Gosh dang it! Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. Now I got to go back over here. So yeah, not that it's a bad thing that you guys don't want the everything notifications. It's just for those who kind of do want it. So if you would like to opt out of it, there you go, right there. And I hope you'll check out the show whenever you feel like. Not a big deal. But for those who are appreciative of it, thank you so much for watching with us.
Yeah, because the only other way to not get the notifications is not be part of the group, and I hate for that to happen because we want that group to be growing and get bigger and have more fun stuff to it. But this is the way they were able to promote the show um, in an effective way. So,
And
um,
today's the reason you come to the show. We have an awesome guest. We have giveaways. There's nothing but goodness coming your way. And I'm done talking. I
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to
Let's
bring the
get to the
guest on.
guest.
I'm tired of this.
Taking too much time.
Give me a thumbs up, sir, if you are ready. I can see it on camera. Boom, perfect. There we go. Dad, Smoking
Awesome.
Cigars, brother. How have you been? It's
What's
been almost a whole week now.
Yeah.
I know, which is crazy to think because it feels like it was I don't want to say forever ago, but it feels like it's been like a good couple weeks or so since the event itself. But it was kind of a whirlwind for me personally because it was my very first one. So, but yeah, no, it was really good to see you guys because prior to that, I had not seen you since the first time we met in person in San Escondido, San Diego area in like 2019. So
Jeez,
it was good to actually see you guys in person. So, but no, yeah,
I know I
it
had
was a
made
blast.
plans to go down and see you at some openings and stuff, but
It just never
it just never
materialized.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I do apologize for that. So,
no, it's all good.
like you were saying, this was your first TPE. So, I mean, obviously you've been to consumer events before,
Yeah,
but this is a different ball game. This is a retailers show. This is for them
yeah,
to come out and show the new stuff that's coming out this year. Get those orders in. So, it's a lot faster, if you will, with people trying to get their orders in and going to that one trying to get their orders in, and us having to
right.
kind of pop in when we can. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what can you tell people was your first, your initial thought when you actually got to go onto the showroom floor?
Uh, well, I mean, I would imagine it's similar to a lot where just looking around like, holy shit, this is pretty crazy. It's pretty incredible just to look around and you're seeing, you know, brands you're familiar with and things like that. But the nice thing is you get to interact with them up close and personal, when
Mhm,
they have a moment to spare. And even if you're not speaking directly to reps and, owners and stuff like that, you get to kind of get a closer look at, the brand and what's coming out and everything like that. And so I liked how they had everything set up. It wasn't when you think conventions, a lot of people think like Comic Cons and things like that, and the various booths that are lined up, just all aisle after aisle and stuff like that. And there was definitely some of that there, but I like the way that they tried to add their own personal touch to their booth,
mhm.
making it eye catching and appealing, and that's what drew you over. If you weren't familiar with the brand, especially. But just taking it all in was really the challenging part for me because I mean, I don't go to conventions very much in general. And kind of like you said, I've been to consumer events, but those were very small scale, at a lounge or something like that, where it's a cut and light or some type of party or celebration. I've been to a couple of cigar dinners and things like that. All of them were a blast. But yeah, this was a whole different beast altogether. But it was amazing. I just tried to make sure that I stayed, on the cigar side of the total products because I was trying to avoid eye contact with all the vape products and crap like that. They're all trying to like hand me stuff. It's like you're in Vegas, so you're used to people shoving shit in your face and like, here, take it.
Yeah.
Except instead of an ad for an escort service, they're trying to shove vape products in your face.
Now, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a
We
little better than that.
we
Yeah.
go
Oh
to
yeah,
that
yeah,
side
no,
of the aisle just because we like to get the free stuff to give away to you guys on the show. You know,
right,
every once in a while he'll find a hat that he likes, and
okay.
um, I thought it was funny a couple years ago when we went to our first TPE. They actually had a zigzag blunt and backpack, and I gave that
Mm.
to my little brother, and I found it hilarious. My mom did not.
Not so much.
Uh,
This first, second grader, I think at the time,
yeah,
going around school with the zigzag. It was a backpack,
yeah,
at the time. Yeah, so
No,
probably
man.
not the message they want at schools.
I
but
mean, well, at least the product is like somewhat of an innocuous name, like Zigzag. I mean, like it could be anything, but
right.
if you know, you know. And so, yeah, I would imagine that wouldn't go over well when they finally figured out what it was.
So
So,
when you got ready for the show, like you were gonna go, I'm sure you kind of made a game plan. I don't know if you called anybody to set up appointments or if you were just kind of freewheeling it. But how easy was it for you to get in to talk to people? Did you find it difficult? Did you find yourself having to come back a few times, the same booth? I mean, how was it for you navigating the floor and getting the content that you wanted to get out of it?
Yeah.
Well, to answer your first question, I initially had a game plan, and you guys know the story. I told you about it while we were there. Is that I had ordered a brand new Canon camera to record and shoot content and do interviews, and it arrived after I had left. So the plans to shoot content kind of got shot to hell. Just because, like, yeah, I could use my phone, but as you know, it's very loud there. You have to have like the proper type of, like, even just like a simple lavalier mic. You want to have something that's going to be able to pick up what the other person is saying, and I had none of that. And so instead of subject myself to frustration and try to shoot content that I would likely never use, I just focused mainly on networking because, yeah, I initially had somewhat of a game plan, but when that fell through, I just focused on introducing myself. I mean, a number of people did know who I was, which was nice. It kind of broke the ice already, or were familiar enough with me to where, like, I introduced myself and they're like, "Oh yeah," and handed my card. We talk, had a conversation. So yeah, that was mainly what I focused on. I mean, if I'm being 100% honest, I didn't take nearly as many pictures as I should have because I was just so really in the moment speaking with everyone, from people I knew, like Luis Cuevas, who I'm very familiar with, that family, good friends of mine, and
You
other
don't say. I do
manufacturers,
see a sign right behind your head.
right. And so they sponsor my channel. They're wonderful people. And, I'm also a rep for Benavides Cigars. And so I got to hang out with Marvin and Apostate Cigars. I'm an ambassador for them here in California. So I spent a significant amount of time with Brandon. And then getting to meet people that I'd only ever known on social media, kind of like you guys were before I actually met you in person. One of those things where it was really fun to talk to and introduce myself to these people, some of which are only marginally familiar with me and others who knew me as well as they could through social media. And it was really pleasant to finally get to meet them in person. Had some great conversations, was passed along some fantastic boutique brands, as which is my focus on Dad Smoking Cigars. Whenever I review or highlight a brand, I love boutique cigars. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a lot of the bigger name manufacturers. I mean, Drew Estate, hello, Alec Bradley, some of the bigger ones, but boutiques are where it's at. That's where so many good cigars come from, and it was a delight to get to sit down and talk with a number of boutique manufacturers, and they were kind and generous enough to pass along some of their product to me to try and highlight on my channel. So yeah, networking honestly is just, it was a blast. And one of the things I tried to remember to make sure to focus on was just the person, the manufacturer, the person representing the company. Didn't matter whether or not they passed along any of their product. Didn't matter to me if I got anything out of it, tangibly, physically, whatever. That didn't matter to me. And I made sure that was my focus right out of the gate. And so that way, if I did receive anything, it was just a bonus and it was a privilege. So that was honestly the most fun part to me, was getting to network, getting to know these brands. And I'm super excited to focus and highlight on every single one of them.
Yeah, I agree with what you said right there about not having to be given anything. A lot of the reps and whatnot, and I'm sure you get this too. They'll send us stuff after the show, so I'm not worried about getting samples at the show.
Oh yeah,
More about getting our interviews or getting our words in real quick, getting that FaceTime. Because the samples that they have there are usually not ready to smoke anyway, so I'm not really worried about it. Two, they only can bring so many, and they have people that they need to give them to, new clients and whatnot. So
yeah,
especially like Casa 1910,
yep,
Apostle, they'll say, "Hey guys,
Manolo,
yeah, we don't have a whole lot of samples. Can we send you some after?" Yeah, absolutely not a problem. We're not even worried about that. Um,
yeah.
the only one I will not let that slide with is Oliva. Manny knows when I go by, he better have at least one for me. Uh, so that is the only booth that does not get a pass.
Oh well, that sounds like an established connection that you've had for some time now. So I think
Oh yeah.
that's the only way you get away with something like that. It's like if you know the guy's like, hey, give me something here. It's because you're buddies with them and your friends. Where
Mhm.
um, whereas and I put out a series not too long ago. I'm pretty sure you guys remember the series called "Why Cigar Influencers Are Assholes."
Yes.
Yeah.
Which obviously I don't think that cigar influencers are assholes because I would have to lump myself into that category. Um, but the reason why I titled it that is because when you think about influencers in general and you think about an event like TPE, the temptation can be awfully big to arrive at something like that and have a sense of entitlement, thinking like, okay, I'm going to try and get as much as I can get out of these people.
Hmm.
I'm gonna, try and see how much I can how much product I can swipe from these,
Yeah.
these brands and manufacturers. And there's like this sense of like entitlement with some influencers where they're just like, hey, where's my free stuff? Where can I get some free stuff? And it's like free stuff is awesome. Free is always better,
Hmm.
but free is never guaranteed. And I always remind myself of that. And whenever I discuss it in videos, it's like I'm very grateful and fortunate that I have been sent products. I know you guys feel the same way.
Oh,
I'm over my humidor's overflowing. I can't complain about that. But I also know that it could go away just like that tomorrow. All my contacts and my networking could dry up for whatever reason, and if that happens, it happens. It'll suck, but it's one of those things where I don't expect it to always be that way. And so, which is why when you go to an event like that and people show you how kind and generous they are, and you get to make those contacts and networking, it's a huge blessing, and it's a blast, and it makes the event all the more fun. And you end up going home just feeling pretty incredible because you got to have that kind of experience. It wasn't just any other event.
I definitely agree with that. It should be. I hope across the board. I'm sure many of the other people who do similar work feel the same way, that they are appreciative of what
Mm-hmm.
they get. Because the old saying is, "There's no such thing as a free lunch." There's really no such thing as a free cigar. You know,
No,
the uh,
no.
the shipping just to get them into the states, they pay the taxes. All the work that goes into making. Again, just because we didn't, it was given to us to do reviews, hopefully, and help spread the awareness. It's still a
Mm-hmm.
handmade product. It's still
Oh
seeds, just
yeah,
your hands touch it. So it's a little. It really does feel special every time you're given something. Hey, I would like you to try this. I would like you just to help us get the word out a bit. It feels a bit of an honor. It really does feel nice that they
yeah,
have that kind of trust in us.
yeah. Exactly. I remember early on in doing this, when people would send products to me, it was just like, this is kind of nuts to me because, like, one, I always made sure, again, never to expect it or think that somebody were just going to send me stuff. But when they do, it's just like, okay, there's a level of trust there. Well, there's also an unspoken agreement. It's just like, I've sent you my product. I'm trusting you with my product. Not necessarily to like give me a glowing review, but be honest and highlight the brand. That's all I'm asking. Tell people about it. Tell people about the brand. I know not everybody's gonna like it, but I'm trusting you to give me your honest opinion and tell others about it. And it's a responsibility I don't take lightly. Like if I'm lagging on putting out a video or something about it, or highlighting a certain brand because of life and schedule, you know I know there's no pressure on the manufacturer side of things because it's not like they're checking their watch, checking their calendar, where's that video Kyle said he was going to put out or anything like that. Unless I say I'm going to put it out on this day, they're usually just like, yeah, man, just let me know when it comes out. And they business and I go about mine. But it's one of those things where I try not to dilly dally about it because, like, like I said, I walked away from TPE with a considerable amount of cigars, which I'm extremely grateful for, and I'm gonna let them sit in the humidor and stuff like that because, like you guys said, they're brought and not completely ready to smoke, so I'm giving them a chance to kind of chill. But um, I want to make sure I do right by the manufacturer and say what I said I was gonna do. Is brand on my channel. I will tell people about it. I will make sure they know where to find you and where to purchase your product because. I mean, yeah, it's a verbal contract, but I still take it seriously because, I don't want to be that guy who just like, they it's like the guy who takes out a loan. It's like, thanks for the loan, walks away, never makes a single payment on the loan and just disappears.
Oof.
This is an investment from these companies. And so I want to make sure that I give back some kind of return. Just out of
Absolutely.
appreciation. Mm-hmm.
So, did you get a chance to use the media booth at all? Was that something that you used?
No, again, because like even though I know it's kind of like more of a sound isolated area and stuff like that, and my phone probably could have been used somewhat adequately. I kind of like what you said. I did not have a real game plan on who to snag, who to see who could come to the media booth, and things like that. And as it was, because I just like trying to wrap my brain around how to strategically do that while I was there and the limited time that I had, I was like, you know what? This year, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to really concern myself too heavily with shooting content because, I mean, you guys know better than some. It can be a little bit stressful. You can get a bit of anxiety because you're trying to get to certain people that you really want to talk to. They're not always available to talk, and you may have to move on to the next person before you can get to that last person. And so it can be a bit of a pressure cooker. But this year I chose not to concern myself with it just because I'm like, okay, I'm here, just going to take it all in. I'm going to have conversations, going to pass out my card. I'm going to, familiarize myself with these brands that I'm not as familiar with, reconnect with ones that I damn familiar with. And also another thing that we haven't even really mentioned or talked about, connecting with other influencers that happen to be there that I hadn't met in person, because again, like I said, met you guys at Fuente Fever 2019. And we've been buddies ever since, but we've only ever connected online. And there's a bunch of other influencers that I've gotten familiar with since then that I'd never met in person. And I got to meet a few of them last week, which was awesome. I had a blast and it was fun getting to know them, however briefly. Because there's a lot of people you want to spend time with, hang out with, and have a good time with. And so, but it was a wonderful opportunity to do both of those things. And as such, I'm on your guys' show for the first time. I'm supposed to be on Dan Ravanelli 505 Cigar Review show here towards the end of March, and I'm going to be having a interviewing Manolo here pretty soon from Casa 1910. Really great guy. Oh. And so yeah, there's stuff that came from it. Definitely already bearing some fruit. So I didn't shoot anything while I was there. No worries. There's always next year, and but there's stuff coming from it already. So yeah, man. I mean, I have no real regrets. I mean, there's some things I wish I would have done. A couple things I wish I would. A couple more people that I wish I would have met or gotten across paths with. But you know what? Again, there's always next year, and I still can do that online as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I will say thank you to TP though for making that media booth. It's something that PCA doesn't do, but it is nice because it's just a square room with tables all around it, chairs and whatnot. But they have coffee and snacks there for you, water, chargers everywhere. So that's really great. We stashed our bags there every day. So
that's what you said. I'm gonna have to do that next year too because I mean I love my messenger bag and it was able to stuff all my cigars in there, but gosh, it was a pain in the ass carrying that around.
Yeah. And then plus some people that have websites and whatnot, and they were trying to get the information out right away. They set up their laptops, they were connecting their SD cards, they were just going at it
right
the entire time. So, again, it's a useful tool if you need it. We did a couple interviews in there for some people that don't have booze. They were just there kind of walking around getting a feel for CBE.
Right.
It happens at every event.
Or didn't have a chance to get a booth because they booked. I don't know if you guys know this out there, but TPE filled up instantaneously for the cigar side. There's a bunch of people on wait list that just. I hope they open up more spots. I hope so.
Yeah, no, certainly. I mean, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I'm sure if I paused for a minute and thought about it, there's some brands that I realized, I didn't see them there. I didn't, see a booth or anything like that. I mean, We mentioned Benavides Cigars. Marvin was there with another tobacco company called Old Man Tobacco
Oh
and
man,
stuff.
yeah.
One of his other jobs, and Benavides didn't have a booth itself. So I'm hoping that next year, hopefully, Benavides gets to actually have their own booth and stuff like that, because Marvin's a great guy, makes a great product. I'm grateful to know him and, technically work for him. Trying to represent Benavides at various cigar lounges here in Southern California. But, yeah, I can imagine, just because, it's when you really look at the event, all the cigar booths or anything focused, anything cigar centric, was all towards the front of the building.
Yeah.
Everything else, all vape products, CBD and stuff like that, the further back you went, the less you saw anything representing actual like tobacco. Like, I'm not talking about vape or anything like that. I'm talking about actual natural tobacco and cigars, or even loose leaf tobacco and stuff like that, like Old Man Tobacco. But yeah, it's kind of crazy because they're all crammed towards the front of the room, which is nice because it's the first thing you see. But the further back you go, the less representation you see.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's a very practical reason for that too. They still look at the cigar industry like it's just old guys.
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh, put them in the front so they don't have to walk too far. I think that's exactly where their mind was at. If you just put them right there, they're not going to complain about walking through the vape side. And I don't complain about that one bit. They do a really good job of advertising and promoting in their way.
Yeah.
It's just not the same way we do it, because it's a different audience. It's a different market. It's a different demographic.
Yeah.
It just doesn't need to be. You can clearly see visibly the difference in color schemes and in mindset. And I think you'll get more people interested in cigars walking through us than you would get cigar smokers walking through the vape side. So
I don't know. I was pretty interested in some of that vape stuff they have going on there.
Nah, no.
You were interested in the ladies, Frankie.
I sure was.
It's true.
Don't lie.
And of course, I like the carpet thing that they did, and I'm sure you noticed this. Cigars were on the red carpet. Everything else was on blue carpet.
Yeah.
So you knew where you were, with the exception of one booth. Because, like I told you before the show, we walk around the whole thing just because we like to grab stuff and just see what there is.
I'm glad we did too.
One tiny booth for cigars was way in the back. I felt bad. It's because they signed up so late, and they actually found a booth for them. Same thing happened with Ares last year. He didn't get a booth. Finally, one opened up. He took it, but unfortunately, it was like right in the middle of all the vape stuff. So once in a while, it'll happen.
Yeah.
But for the most part, all the cigar stuff is in one general area, which is nice because it's much easier to walk around. PCA, they spread everything out. And it's huge, and it takes 2 days to kind of walk through everything and get your bearings there. So I like the fact that TP is a lot more close to each other for the cigar stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot more accessible, I feel like, just because you're not having to hike a mile to go find the next booth or whatever, and it's all relatively close to each other. I mean, gosh, some people were practically sharing the same breathing room in certain spots. But it's a good way to stay connected to each other, because one of the things that I love about the cigar industry, and I remember hearing it, and to see if I can remember how it was quoted. I was at a Black Starline Cigars event here in Southern California. That's how I got to meet and connect with Eric, and him and I became friends. And it was also, I think it was Tony from Casa de Sueños. Finally got to meet him for the first time.
Nice.
And he was there too, and so we got to all hang out. And they were, Tony and Eric, they were already buddies and having a great old time. And one thing that Eric said to Tony, he says, man, I'm not in competition with you, man. The way I see it, we're all just partners. We just all have a different product and things like that, and I'm not going to go so far as to say that every single manufacturer or cigar company feels this way, because I can almost guarantee you that some of them don't.
Yeah.
But at least within the boutique cigar community, I feel like this is very much a thing. That all boutique cigar companies, I mean, they love other cigar brands and other cigar companies. It's not just about their brand or product.
Right.
And they like to support other brands. It never seems like they're in competition with one another. They just each have their own lane. That's pretty much it. And I think that's wonderful. It's a beautiful thing because I very rarely, and if I do see it, I avoid it, see any kind of drama between manufacturers where they're just doing the same thing that the other person's doing, just trying to make a living and make good product. And that is a common theme between all those brands, is that they are working hard to bring a really good product, quality product to the consumer. And they don't mess around with that because they really can't afford to.
Mm-hmm.
Enrique Sanchez told me that. He says, because they're technically quote unquote the little guy, they have to really focus and make sure the blend is perfect, or whatever cigar it is, whatever goes into it, it needs to be perfect for the consumer so that they can continue to be successful and the consumer's happy.
Makes perfect sense,
Yeah,
honestly. Yeah.
very very
Exactly.
true. So now let's go into a little bit about Dad smoking cigars. How long have you been doing the show?
Almost 5 years now,
Wow. Okay.
which is
Awesome.
kind of crazy. Technically, the YouTube channel I think has only been around for about 4, but Dad Smoking Cigars itself as a brand has been around. I know the exact date. The first time we launched anything, social media or anything, it was July 13th, 2018,
Nice.
and it was as you guys know Tim Long, Cigar Show Tim Long. Him and I used to do Dad Smoking Cigars together before COVID kind of, drew a wedge in everything. We both decided that, it was just becoming too challenging. And he had already kind of started doing his own thing a little bit, and we were able to amicably part ways. But yeah, the first thing we ever posted was on July 13th, 2018. We just hung out on my back patio, drank some whiskey and smoked some cigars, and posted some pictures on Instagram. And that was literally the beginning of Dad Smoking Cigars. And the reason why I call it that is because my dad is the one who got me into cigars. And of course, I'm a dad myself. So it was something that made sense, is very relatable. I mean, I think a lot of us have, like a dad or father figure who smoked cigars or smoked a pipe and stuff like that. So it's a wonderful thing him and I have to bond over. And it also made for a cool brand name. So
It really
It
is.
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, it's been almost 5 years now this July. So
That's fantastic.
it's crazy. It's been going on for this long. I never imagined I'd still be doing it in this way. So, but here I am.
It feels weird to look back and like, man, has it really been half a decade right there? Like, is it?
I know.
Yeah.
It's weird because now I have my own studio in my house. I built a studio in my garage, and it's my own little man cave / studio / media room. I come in here to do voice work and create content and all that kind of stuff, and I get to enjoy my cigars in here as well. So doesn't get much better than that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm very happy and grateful about it.
Real quick to Jeff's question, I actually do know the exact date that we launched for the Bakersfield Gentleman. It was actually May 2nd, 1992. Because the day I was born, the world changed.
Oh, gosh.
I believe that's when USSR fell apart too. It was about the same time, like they were preparing. So there was a lot of changes on that day. If you look back in some history books and a couple of ones that might not be official, there was a lot of big changes on that day. So
We actually have two dates that we celebrate, Jeff.
yeah,
The first one being June or July.
it is June.
June. That's the day that we actually made the page, the Bakersfield Gentleman.
Yeah.
And then September, when we actually celebrate the anniversaries, because that's the first time we ever went live.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I still remember, the first time we went live, I had a Gurkha, and I was sitting there just talking and like wondering if anybody's gonna watch. And then I saw one person pop in, and then two, and I was like, yes.
It was weird. It was just like staring at my phone because it was on like a little stand I had at the time. Like, is it working? Is that okay? We're live technically. And I was
Okay, so you guys are on Instagram Live.
No, it was Facebook.
Facebook.
It was like
Facebook Live. Okay, got you.
The month Facebook Live started, we're like, let's just see what happens, and like if people like it,
right?
If not, we'll just keep. and that's why we do more Facebook Live than recordings. Actually, no. Let's go back. Let's go back to Dad Smoking Cigars here. Let's go back because
No
Peter
worries.
asked, do you do any giveaways on yours as well?
I have. It's just been a really long time since I have. I probably should, just because I mean, goodness knows I have I got plenty of shit to give away, from all the things I've been, graciously given, and things that things that I've been holding on to, or product, or not even just cigars, but swag and things like that, accessories that I have, kind of like, what you guys are going to give away, the cutters and stuff. I kept one for myself, and I got like 4 others because they kept just throwing them at us.
Seriously,
because they had all this product to give away, and they're like, here, take it, because we budgeted for all this shit, and we want to make sure it actually all goes away.
we're not carrying it home, so we have to do it.
No, which is fantastic, just because Drew Estate is a great company, and they love their customers, the consumers, and it's really wonderful to show how, in showing how grateful they are. They, one, threw such an amazing party, and two, they were just given all this stuff and basically throwing it at us like, here, take this, please. You're here. We love you. Take this stuff. So yeah, but goodness knows I should do a giveaway soon, because I think I got a pretty good pot that I could put together, and for people to enjoy.
Yeah.
Admittedly, sometimes I can be a little bit on the tight-fisted side, because I'm looking at all this stuff. It's like, do I want to give this away? Do I want other people to have this? But I'm like, look, I was like, what are you going to do with it? You're not going to do anything with it other than, Frankie. No, but it's like, one of the things that I've learned is, like, if they're going to share the wealth, then I should too. It's one of those things where, like, if they can afford to do that, I certainly can. So, yeah, I'm probably.
I'm sorry. Jeff asked a really good question right here.
It's cool.
You said, do you remember when you had your first cigar with your dad, and where?
I actually do. I was about 19 years old. I think this was back before, because I don't know when they did it. I think once upon a time you had to be only 18 in order to purchase tobacco products in California. And I think it was, I was 18 years old or 19 years old during this time. So we went to this cigar shop called, what was it called? It was called Cigar Haven. It was near where Culebra is here in Southern California, our Culebra. And that's a newer cigar lounge, but there's a place called Zafudo Cigar Haven. My dad took me there. The very first cigar I ever smoked was a Kojimar vanilla cigar, because I think most of us broke in with like flavored cigars. And yeah, it was right next to a Starbucks near this big old mall that was in my hometown, and we grabbed our respective cigars, and we sat outside and smoked them. So yeah, I was 19 and smoking a Kojimar vanilla cigar, and I loved it from the first time out, and it was great. It was a fun birthday for me, because that was why we were doing it. It was a little after my birthday, and I told my dad, I said, I think I want to try a cigar, because I knew he smoked a little.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay. So yep, and I've been doing it ever since. 20 years.
Very nice.
That's fantastic. So, before we let you go, because I know you said you have some stuff you got to do, I've got 2 questions for you. And we'll start with this one. So when people want to find you, whether live or recorded stuff, where and when can they go find you?
Okay, well, all of my videos that I put out, and I try to put out a video a week, is on my YouTube, which is just type in Dad Smoking Cigars, you'll find me. And like I said, I put out about a video a week. I'm mostly active on Instagram, social media wise, but I'm starting to become more active on TikTok. TikTok, it's the same thing. It's just Dad Smoking Cigars. One word is my handle. On Instagram, it's dads_smoking_cigars. Those are the main places that I'm active. I do have a Facebook, but I'm not as active on there as, some people are. I know you guys are mostly active on Facebook and things like that, but Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, that's where I'm at pretty much all the time.
Nice.
Okay, fantastic. So,
So,
final question before we let you go. Um,
mhm.
what cigars right now for you are smoking well?
Well, I recently tried the blackened cigar by Drew Estate. The one developed by James Hetfield of Metallica with Jonathan Drew and Rob Dietrich. That one's just a nice, smooth, dark chocolatey cigar, which I really like. Another new cigar that I tried that I really enjoyed, which I need to get my hands on another one, and I wish I would have asked before I left TPE, but I have an in, so I don't need to worry too much about it. I don't think is the Don Doroteo cigar.
Oh yeah.
It's very good. Just a nice, earthy, woody cigar. Nothing too complex, but it was just right, just perfect, and I really enjoyed it, and I want to get my hands on a couple more so I can give it a proper highlight on my channel.
Oh heck yeah.
So,
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
great guy too. I mean, we had him on the show and we thought we were gonna do it just like this. He's like, no, no, no. I'm gonna drive down. I'm gonna be there. And I was like, oh,
all
okay,
right.
cool. So yeah, he made the drive all the way down here from Sacramento. And I was like, that's fantastic.
That
Uh,
is great. So, but no, Josie, Whiskey Girl Josie, who works with them, she's a good friend of mine, and so yeah, I know that if I needed a little help, getting my hands on some just for the sake of highlighting and reviewing, I know she'd be able to. She'd help me out. So,
Oh,
but no, it was a great cigar. I really enjoyed it. So,
definitely a good call on that
hmm
one right there. Yeah, love that.
yeah,
All right, brother. We
absolutely.
thank you for being on. We're gonna let you get back to what you got to do today. And
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me. It was a blast, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
Heck yeah.
absolutely,
All right, guys, take care.
we'll see ya.
There we go.
All
All
right, guys.
right.
So we hope you guys enjoyed that.
Check them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go to the YouTube, go to the Instagram. If you guys don't have TikTok, that's fine. But if you do, you can go over there as well and give it a like, give it some follows, so we can help build these numbers. And now we've got a bunch of stuff to give away.
We do have to do some giveaways now. I
So it
think
has come to that time.
we will start. I have the picture right here. Do you want to start with the picture?
Yeah, let's start with the picture.
All right, guys. So thanks to you who voted on Wednesday, we have the two pictures for the best ash of the month contest. Let me get those on screen. It was number 1 and 6 from the ones to choose from before. Some really good stuff. Very long ashes, holding on to it, which is just intense right there. And you can see how perfect the ash is on number 1 as well. My goodness, that's some good stuff right there. So the voting already started. Eduardo coming in strong. Number 6. I am going to have to sit out of this one, so I'm gonna let someone else decide. So I'm gonna let you guys vote. There's a couple of you guys watching, so we'll see how it goes for a couple minutes. 2 for 6, 1 for 1. Not bad so far. And they're both good looking cigars right there, but that's impressive how he's holding on to that one. Tony coming in too for number 1. So it's tied up right now. Peter, no, you don't get a vote twice by putting no. Jeff, okay, no, Jeff's voting too, so that's 3 for 6. No, 4 for 6 now. I got Robert right there, and John's checking in over on YouTube, so you guys know I'm not lying. That's him right there. So it's tied up again right there.
hmm
Dang, I don't know. What do you think? It's looking really good, both of them.
Both of them look great. Holding on to the ash itself is very impressive. Um, but the ash buildup on number 1 is also very nice. So it's a tough one. It go either way, you guys.
Right now, 6 is in the lead now, thanks to Tim right there. Wait a minute. Did I get a vote? No, Eduardo.
I don't know.
cheating.
It's a different platform.
I don't know.
I would say yes. It's a different platform.
You're gonna let that go?
They
Okay.
each have their own separate questions, so they should each get their own separate vote.
I guess so then. All right. I guess you get 2 votes if you hop onto both. I did not think about that. That's a pretty solid
If
point
you
there.
email us, we'll count that as well.
You gonna check the emails right now?
No.
You gonna check the emails? Yeah, I'm not checking no emails. So it looks like right now 6 is in the lead by 1. Maybe 2 if Eduardo decides, yeah, he's gonna go ahead and vote twice. Give it a couple more seconds. Yep, there we go. So that's always a loophole. Yeah, right there. Yeah, and then there's another one right there. So that's 2 up for 6. I think if they get 1 or 2 more, it's gonna be
Yeah, one more for 6, and we're gonna call it right there.
yeah.
Well fought battle so far, though.
Looks like I think 6 is gonna take it. Working in the law does for you. Yeah, you find those loopholes. Yeah, we didn't sign anything. I'm telling you right now. So John's over voting for number 1. So that means they're up by 1 right, or up by 2. Excuse me, right now. There's always one you have to watch out for. Oh, Peter votes for his mail-in votes on politics. That's how I do it. I actually have like 6 different aliases, none of whom vote. Actually, I always forget. So it's crazy.
So we're just 1 vote apart right now, yeah?
I think 2 actually.
2 votes apart?
Yeah. Oh no, you're right. 1 more because John just voted. Yeah. So 1 apart. Let's see. Let's see if someone new is gonna count a vote in here.
Where's Amber when we need her?
For a vote. No, you don't get a vote twice on the same platform, Richard. You gotta at least switch over to the other one. Brian. All right, Brian's the decider right there. That's number. He has not voted yet.
Nope.
So that's number 6. 6 locks it in then.
Number 6 is going to win 4-pack of random cigars I put together myself. So congratulations.
Very nice.
So I'm gonna write down here. Number 6.
Peter also voted. Yeah, 6 definitely took it this time. Both great pictures. Do not get me wrong, but I feel like 6 definitely earned this win right there. Excellent work all around, people. I'll bring that down. And which one are you wanting to do next?
It's up to you. We can do a question, or we can do.
Oh, you got the questions ready?
I got the questions.
All right. Who's getting the question first?
All right. So we're gonna go with Facebook. Facebook, you're gonna get a question. Here we go. I'm gonna write on here Facebook, and then I write it on this one YouTube.
All righty.
So Facebook, your question is: in our conversation we just had with Kyle, he reps 2 companies. The first person to give me 1 company that he reps will win the prize.
Solid question. Solid. And this is, I'm sorry, for who? This is for Facebook. Okay. Come on, Facebook. Let's see what you got. No, Richard. Nope. That is one of our sponsors for the show, but it's good stuff. Cuevas, no, that's actually a sponsor for his show. But that is not one of the rep ones.
I'll be 100% honest. Who said that? Tony?
Yeah.
I'll be 100% honest. That's the one I had on here.
That's what you had on there?
Yeah, that's my bad.
Oh, so that's what you're going to put?
Yeah, so we'll go with that, Tony. That was mine. I had that on there. Sorry.
All right, fine. Swisher Sweets was the second one. Yes, definitely, Richard. No. Okay, it's actually, I won't say anything just yet, but we'll go into that in a little bit. All right. So we're taking that answer. We're taking that answer. Excellent work. What is he getting?
Oh, sorry. I'm writing his name down first.
What's up?
I was writing his name down.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Of course.
He is getting a 3-pack. He is getting the Lunatic Torch, which is a huge fat cigar.
Oh, God.
And 2 brand new cigars from Roman Solomon, the Unity. Those we picked up while we were in Vegas.
Excellent pack right there. A Roman Solomon cannot go wrong. I like that stuff a lot. Or Hiram Solomon. I don't know if I pronounced that right ever. It's terrible. Did you guys enjoy the Monte Cristo crafted by AJ Fernandez? I did. Yeah, I like AJ Fernandez's blending style though. It's a little earthy for some people. I get that. It's not always the smoothest, but I kind of like that bit of bite to it. And when you pair it with Monte Cristo styling, because you try to make something that would fit their portfolio a bit, I very much enjoyed it. It
was actually my second favorite. The first one I think I liked the best was the H. Upman by AJ Fernandez. But the Monte Cristo was really good too.
Wasn't it too spicy? For myself though, I thought it was. I liked the spice.
Yeah, I liked it.
So that's a personal preference. I can totally understand if you thought, it's a little too spicy for me. I would not discredit you for that at all. I think that's a fair assessment. But for myself, I like the spice. And Cam, what is up? What do you have? Anything new to buy? Cam, that is a great question. He's asking better questions than we are today. We actually do. We have 4 new blends. The Connecticut Lucky You, the Sumatra League of Assassins, the Habano Hecho and Calle, which is the Made in the Streets, and the San Andreas Trust the Process, all of which come in 3 different sizes: the Robusto, the Toro, and the Goro. What? Oh, those are for free. Those are yours. I don't even need these in my head anymore. I don't know why I have one. And they go. The Robustos are in 5-packs at 30. The Toros are in 5-packs at 35, and those big old Gordos, the 6x60s, are in 5-packs at 40. Cam, and you're close by, so shipping is not as an issue for you. So you're a little closer to home.
Yep.
And let's see where I don't want to miss anything. Great price pack, yeah. Look at it. Look at these jabronis over there. Or just one in particular. Is what's hot at the moment.
What's hot at the moment is the brand new GOAT line of cigars by Pariah Cigars.
You can't just say ours.
That is
cheating.
4 new cigars from Pariah that you guys can get now in 3 different sizes, 4 different wrappers. Fantastic smoking experience. And, of course, the California Dreamin Volume 2 by Pariah Cigars is also hot off the market. And, of course, you guys can get all those 2 Pariah cigars, and you will not be disappointed.
What do you call? I have to agree with everything you just said, though. I can't lie. You had the Monte Cristo Media Noche.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't, I don't think.
Yep.
Have you had it?
Yep.
How do you like it?
Loved it.
Loved? Okay.
I don't know why. A lot of the stuff that Altadis does, Altadis is a Chapman, Romeo Julieta, Monte Cristo, and so on. I like a lot of their stuff. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. You know, I know they're one of the bigger companies out there, but a lot of the stuff that they do, I really, really enjoy. And same thing with General. You know, a lot of the stuff that they make, I enjoy. But it's not stuff I smoke a lot. I will smoke more boutique cigars than I do those, but they do cigars very, very well. I mean, obviously they've done it for years and years and years, so they know the formulas that they make work, which I like. So
fair. That's very fair. I agree with that as well. Now, before we get into another question, because we got more giveaways to do right now, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do the Facebook supporter wheel. Or do you want to do the birthday one?
It's up to you.
All right, I'll do the Facebook supporter one because it's the most names on a wheel here. Let me go ahead and get those on there real quick. Come on. There we go. So a big thank you to everybody. I have to get that wheel on the actual screen, though. That would help out.
And this is the prize for the Facebook supporters. It is a 5-pack of Eris Connecticut in the Toro. It comes in the cardboard box packaging.
Did you guys grab the Altadis, the Great Smoke? No, unfortunately, did not. Everything I have is tied up in cigars right now already. Yeah. So it's very difficult to buy more cigars on top of cigars. But everybody here, good luck. And thank you so much for supporting. Again, it's a Teal Shield if you'd like to sign up for this. And then you have a wheel. You don't have to be watching the show in order to win. But we spin it, and you get to figure out who gets it right now. So let's do it. Good luck. Good luck to everybody. Who's it going to be? Looks like, oh my goodness, I was so close to winning Giannis right there. But it's going to go to Jeremy. Excellent work, brother. Got that written down on there? Mm-hmm. Perfect. Again, thank you so much for everyone who signs up for these wheels. It really does help out a lot. I'm going to go ahead and I'll get the next one ready, but we could do question or whatever you have in mind.
We can do a question.
All right, question it up.
Okay, so this question is for you guys on YouTube. Eduardo, you might want to switch over to YouTube.
YouTube people.
Again, regarding Kyle and Dad Smoking Cigars, how long has he been doing the show?
Good question right there.
First person from YouTube to give me the answer is going to win a prize.
How long has the show been going for Dad Smoking Cigars? Got to be on YouTube for this one, guys.
Yes, must be on YouTube.
Let me see. Come on, YouTube people. There's always a delay, too, though. I forget that. Richard, very close. 82 years. Yes. 82 is very close. Peter, a little bit more. A little bit more. So that's the only hint I'm giving. Wait a minute. Jeff took this one. Excellent work right there. 5 years. 5 years of great content and fun stuff right there. You guys want to go check out. It does a lot of recorded work. So go check it out. You know, it's free to subscribe. Hit the button. That's all you got to do. And Peter just went through the years 2 to 5. Jeff beat you by split hair right there. John also got the 5, but unfortunately and thankfully, Jeff took it this time. So congratulations, good work everybody who got the answer right.
Jeff, I'm gonna give you an option. Or no, I'm not. I'm gonna give you the prize that I picked for it. I'm
So
sorry.
it's already listed out. What are you doing?
So you're also gonna get a 4-pack of cigars here, and 2 of those cigars in this 4-pack are really special. They're
not on market.
They're not on the market. Actually, the person that wins the birthday prize is gonna win a 5-pack of these cigars.
Ooh.
And what they are is they're cigars that James from Sinistro blends just for himself. He was at the factory. He has them done in bundles for himself, and they're what he smokes while he's there all the time. They're a tiny cigar,
Friggin' delicious though.
but they're fantastic.
Speaking of birthday, I actually have the birthday wheel ready to go. There's only 3 people signed up for the birthday this time. February has no birthdays apparently. You guys are just not born in February. I don't know what your parents were doing. So we're gonna spin this, and good luck to everybody on there. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, spinning. And it looks like Steven is going to take this one. Technically Crystal, because I do know her, and it is her birthday, not his, but you're allowed to put your spouse's name in there.
Yep.
So it pays. It pays to be married, apparently. That's the only reason people do it, I think, is to win stuff and not testify against each other in court. I don't know if there's any other reasons you would get married, right? Tax evasion, maybe? I don't know. But nonetheless, excellent work, Steven and the missus. I would have listed my son, but see, Peter, I don't know. I feel like blood relatives and that should count. That's what I think.
If your children are of smoking age.
Really? Car insurance goes down, but women are so bad drivers. No, I didn't say that. I was just kidding. I didn't say that. That was wrong. It's a whole other. Oh shoot. Oh, I'm gonna leave now in my shame.
All right, guys. We've got one more wheel to do.
Well, give me 1 second to get up there already.
Before we sign out here. And that is our Patreon wheel. So you guys from Patreon, what you guys have a chance of winning is the True Estate cutter that they were passing out over at TPE.
I will have it up. Just give me 1
second.
So
it's a pretty heavy duty cutter. Also the TPE event pack. And this Savage Feast Liga 10. I believe it's 2 Liga 10s in here in a special size.
Yeah. It's an event only box.
So that's your Patreon prize pack. So good luck to you Patreon members.
Good luck to everybody. Thank you for signing up. If you'd like to become a Patreon member as well, the link is in the description, along with our sponsor links, the link to get cigars, and I think that's all the links in there.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're gonna spin this. Good luck to everyone on there. Spin. Oh. And
Peter.
The Janices keep the streak going right there. Excellent work. Excellent win right there. Very excited to see what you think of those cigars. So good work, Peter. Put that off screen. There we go. I think that's all of it, right?
That's it.
That's all the giveaways. Sorry for kind of condensing them so quickly, but we really wanted to talk with Kyle.
Yes.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you'll check his stuff out as well. That's all I got that I can think of right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining us. That's perfect amount of time too. We were right at that hour. So
fantastic.
Good work all around. Yeah. Frankie made a good job. Good job, Frankie.
All right, guys. We'll let you get back to your weekend. You guys have a fun time. Don't forget that the birthday wheel and the new ash wheel will be up today. Once I take down the old ones. So make sure you get those in. And I am up for both of them because I'll have my picture for the best ash and my birthday in this month, so I'll be able to win some prizes as well.
You're not allowed to win prizes.
And thank you to our sponsors, Cigar Heritage Festival and Artista Cigars. We'll catch you guys Monday. Actually, no.
We will not
catch you guys Monday.
We will be busy Monday.
We'll be busy Monday because I have to go to Anaheim. So
and we smoked ZR cigars today on the show. It was Connecticut. Very nice Connecticut. Very good Vitola. And you will be on the 10th. So Friday.
Yep.
That's kind of why I wanted to bring these on show. We have other cigars. Don't worry. There's more ZR coming your way. but he's going to be coming live from the factory. So you might want to check that out.
Yeah.
You're going to see a full tour, which I am excited to see. Hopefully internet connection will hold with us. So, bear with us on that one. Guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you guys Wednesday for the second third of the week. All right. You'll have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you guys.